profit margins that we can really treat our clients well and serve them.
This is where I am
and continue to add things to
trusting
the program and develop it
that
and make
this
it better and
new
better and
setup
better.
is working. I gotta mute Rachel over there. Let me know where you're watching from, beautiful people. And if you are watching on replay, and that would be at Facebook or YouTube, you can at Facebook put in hashtag replay, and I will circle back around and say hello to you and answer any questions that come up for you as you're watching the replay. We do not leave comments open at the YouTube version because I can't chase comments all over the internet. So by streamlining them into one place, the Facebook space, that helps a great deal. Test blue ink, says Barry. Yes, referring to some of the testing that Keith was doing over the past couple of days. Good to see you, beautiful people. Thank you for reporting in. Facebook is present and accounted for. I haven't seen anybody saying hello from YouTube yet, but it is, I was gonna say, the night is young. It is still just the beginning of our broadcast. I'm using a new setup, new camera, new switcher deck. I mean, we would have called it a switcher in broadcasting classes at J School, and a new operating system for taking in the media and doing overlays and all sorts of things. And apparently it's got lots of benefits that I've not yet grown into. Hi, Tina and Brian saying hello at YouTube. Excellent. Marshall is here from San Francisco. Anna Maria, good to see you as always, sweetheart. Manny is watching from Atlanta. Fabulous. Yes, but so Barry, of course, is referring to the blue ink test because we have a couple of different cameras, and it's going to allow me in our expansive capacity mastermind in a couple of weeks to have a camera, sort of like if I were doing a cooking show, which would be hilarious because I burn water, but it has a camera that is down here so that I can write on camera and not have my hand block what I'm writing and have it broadcast on the screen while I am also here. Amazing. I'm super excited about all the fun things that means we're going to be able to do, but I'm just a little disoriented right now because I'm still trying to make sure that I know where everything is. Anna Maria, you're so sweet to me. Thank you. Hello, Tanya. Okay, Brooke Turner is here from New York. Good. Yeah, the camera is new. I'm not sure on it. I think it's a little pink. Like, look, my hands are not pink, but my hands are pink. So I think that we need to do some work with the color balance, and I thought I had it fixed, and apparently not, because I swear my hands are not pink like that. But anyway, hello, Lenka reporting in from the Czech Republic. Hello, Christopher. Yes, here to consume as a creator. Let's talk about that. Indeed. Hello, Amy. My team is here. Hello, beautiful people. All right, awesome. Fabulous. Okay, so let's talk about that. The topic of the day. If you did not read the Bond Blast, you can go over to BonnieGillespie.com. Hang on, let me test my ability to share that with you. How'd I do? Is it there? Do you see BonnieGillespie.com right here? We'll find out. I want you to head over there and sign up to get Bond Blasts if you're not already receiving them. This is where I show up in your inbox at least once a week to say hello and share some inspiration and some ideas and thoughts and things that I would love to dig deeper with you on. And the one that we are here for today is all about the creator, not consumer idea. Okay, fabulous. It works. Excellent. Manny wants to know, is the closed captioning permanent? I believe when you are watching at Facebook, Facebook now automatically transcribes as I'm talking. And then I know on the replay, I can go in and adjust what the words are. So Manny, I think that might be what you're referring to, but I'm not exactly sure how that actually is showing because I don't get to see it until later when I'm looking at the replay, and then I can adjust any of the words. Like there was a time that I said, for fuck's sake, and the captioner at Facebook said, for Fox's sake, which I kind of think is amazing. So yeah. Anyway, okay, fabulous. I'm glad to know that this doesn't look too pink on your end. That's great, fabulous, beautiful, wonderful. On the Bond Blast, which is also cross-posted at that website, my blog post, you're going to have to leave. You can't stand lurking over my shoulder unless you want to come on camera and be in here. Do you want to come on camera and be in here? He's been over there hovering, and it's so annoying because I'm like, I hear you. I heard you get.
It's new technology that we're rolling out today, and we're all very excited about it. But of course, that means it could break any instant. So
he's going to stand there and make sure that I'm uncomfortable with the lurking going on over my shoulder, rather than just coming into the room and being here.
Well, okay, wait.
That's how it felt. Love you.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. So, on the Bond Blast, which is also available for you at BonnieGillespie.com. It is not the most recent blog post because I did another blog post after the Bond Blast, which I talked to Brooke about a moment ago in our Facebook group. The Bond Blast was all about how if you show up to social media with a mindset of creator, not consumer, you can actually connect in a way that allows you to do a little skim, do the rounds, be aware of what's going on in the world enough, but through the lens of what am I here to share? And even if you're not posting at that moment, you go in looking at other people's content through the lens of how does this inspire me as a creator? How does what I'm looking at right here inform how I show up when I'm next ready to post? The reason that that set point is so important is because if we don't remind ourselves, creator, not consumer, before we go in on social media, we can find ourselves hours later still scrolling, getting more and more emotionally sucked in, feeling powerless about things that are happening all over the world that we cannot control. We can't even control some of the things that are happening in our own homes or neighborhoods at some point, right? And that reminder of all the things I don't control and all the people wanting to weigh in on what they're sad about, what they're mad about, what they're hurting through, what they're going through. You are, as a storyteller, someone who is filled with empathy. And when you are filled with empathy, showing up to social media and not going in mindfully about who you are as a creator is basically strapping yourself down to a chair, forcing your eyes open, like, what is that? Agent Orange? What is the Clockwork Orange? Forcing your eyes open and forcing yourself to consume painful images that never stop. And you can't change the channel on that. That is what the addictive brain does in social media. Unless you show up mindfully, you show up purposefully, you show up creator, not consumer. So even when you're consuming, you are consuming through the space of, and what am I going to do about it? And how am I going to create art that heals? And what am I going to do with this information that I'm gathering so that the people who look to me to be a lighthouse and the people who look to me for inspiration and the people who look to me for the stories that I was born to tell can be healed and helped and inspired by what it is that I do? That quick little mindset shift before going in on social media prevents you from being there for hours at a time, allows you to be connected to your world without being slaughtered by it emotionally. And it really allows you to connect authentically with what other folks are going through without feeling powerless. And that's the biggie, because when we show up for social media going, how's everybody doing? Like, what's happening in everybody's world? Where is everybody and how are they feeling? As artists, we take that on. And I'm not saying stop feeling. I'm saying be kind to yourself. Be realistic about how big a dose of pain you can take before it starts to fuck you up. So, perfect example, obviously on Friday we lost one of the great talents of our generation and all generations. Chadwick Boseman had just started showing us what he's capable of. And I've been a fan of his a long time. And I remember seeing the growth and seeing the mainstream hit that went, oh, it's going to happen. It's going to happen and it's going to be beautiful. How cool to celebrate that and see that. And when news came across on Friday that he had lost his battle with cancer, that many people in the world had no idea that he was battling, the stream of I just can't, like, how can we lose a hero right now? How can we lose a Black hero right now? Like, how much more in a week where, of course, Jacob Blake was also shot 7 times in the back in front of his 3 children. As we are seeing these things stack and stack and stack, you would have to be a monster to not be emotionally tugged by all of that. You would have to be a robot not to be really, really rattled by just the state of the world. Therefore, giving yourself a steady dose of how everybody else is feeling rattled and destroyed and upset and powerless is just poisoning yourself on everyone else's emotional reactions. You're already having your own emotional reactions. So to go eat everyone else's emotional reactions at a time when you're already having your own emotional reactions is to be incredibly cruel to yourself. It's to be incredibly cruel to yourself. So as soon as I saw the news, and I was actually watching the physical news, the 10 minutes a day I allow myself to watch the actual news, because I don't need any more than that. I don't need any more than that to completely be aware of everything that's going on in the world. I don't need more than that. If I take more than that in, it's not kind to me. So I watch my 10 minutes of news, and in that 10 minutes of news, they break in with breaking news about the death of Chadwick Boseman. I immediately post to my Facebook story, or my Instagram stories, what the fuck? And at that point, and then I think hashtag Chadwick Boseman, R.I.P., rest in power. As I have that moment that I share on Instagram, I say to myself, and now you're done. You need to have a very light weekend on social, because all it is going to be is story after story after story about what a fantastic human being he was, and what a hero he was and remains. And I knew that if I kept showing up to social media throughout the weekend, I would not be able to complete the work that was mine in the Creative Cave for the weekend, which was to roll out the mastermind work for expansive capacity. And this is why Creator Not Consumer is so valuable, because I knew I had work that needed to be done for my community that comes together with me to work on issues of upper limit problems and how we get to change the world and how we can have the biggest platform possible to do the work that is so important as artists and storytellers. And I can't show up for them fully if I have balled up in the corner with a tub of ice cream and I can't get up. And that's what happens if I overdo what's going on in the world. So Creator Not Consumer allowed me to take breaks as I continued to work on the expansive capacity curriculum and go into social and show up and share and commiserate and celebrate his life and connect with people in a way that felt purposeful and right on time, but not overwhelming. And that meant 5 minutes here, 2 minutes there, a minute and a half here, 4 minutes there, and then back to the Creative Cave. So my breaks from Creative Cave could be social media as long as I remembered before I went in, Creator Not Consumer. Creator Not Consumer. Yep, Twinkie, my beloved sister Twinkie, my pole baby and fellow casting director and goddess director and writer. My God, if you don't have her book, get it. I'm going to say she's about to do a million more books. Be ready. Be ready. Million more films. My God, Twinkie says, watch the sunrise. Twinkie is also a phenomenal photographer, and holy balls, like the photos of the sunrise, the photos of the beach, the photos that she was posting throughout the weekend were such healing photos and such a celebration of what it is to connect with nature at a time when we're hurting, and always, because life is so much bigger than just ego. And the way Twinkie can continue to show up as an activist and as a motivator and mobilizer of a movement is to take those resets, to go and work out, to spend time with her boo, to do all the things that are required to feel connected to herself and to source and to her family, and to her purpose and then show up on social. Creator, not consumer. Creator, not consumer. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God, Twinkie, I didn't know that your photography has been published on the Yelp page for the Malibu Lagoon. Twinkie, good Lord, good Lord. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. You're welcome, Brian. Thank you for saying thank you over at YouTube. I appreciate it. Good, Becky. I'm glad you're loving the captions. I'm glad they're there. I'm glad. Today, Denise says, I realized no one thing makes me miss out on more than FOMO does. Not sure exactly how to wrangle that statement, but I love what you said on my blog today. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your comment there. That was fabulous. Millie says, you've got to protect your energy, but it's tough when you want to control everything. Millie, here's the thing, though. We've never controlled anything anyway. What we have is the illusion of control. So when you want to control everything, that's a low enoughness issue, and I know you know that. The compulsion to try and control things or to continue the illusion that I control things comes from a place of low enoughness. It comes from a place of I don't trust God, the universe, source, myself, other people. A lot of other people I don't trust. People I'm related to I don't trust. But I don't feel the need to try and control them or anyone else, because the only control I got is right here. That's it. Couldn't control my husband standing and lurking over there in the shadows. And he could even come back if he wants to and continue to lurk right there. And I couldn't control it. Because ultimately, what can I do? I throw things at him and call him out. But I don't control him. I don't control anybody. I control myself. And sometimes I don't even control myself all that well. Absolutely my pleasure, Marzi. Glad you're here. Social media can totally absorb you and eat all your energy. It's been a real balanced learning experience. Yeah. Well, that's why creator, not consumer is so powerful. Because getting in that place of how do I want to show up? How do I want to show up for my fans? How do I want to show up for, and even if you're like, I got no fans, you're building a fan base, you're a storyteller, you are building a fan base, you've got people who are watching, and you are a leader because of the business that you've chosen. So part of your work is, how do I want to show up for these folks? How do I want to show up for people who are looking to me for how to lead or how to feel? Because that definitely happens. Oh, Brooke, did I call you out? Did I call you out? Yeah, Brooke. Okay. So, Brooke, the reason I was sending you over to my more recent blog on BonnieGillespie.com is because I shared something that I usually only post in my membership area. And I did a post on, what's it called? September 2020 Astro. Like, as the astrologer's daughter, I did a post that I hope you will check out and see if it clicks for you. It gave you some, like, prep for the woo-woo of September 2020, because there's a lot of big astro stuff happening, and I know a lot of people love it when I say big astro, because it sounds like I'm saying big ass, and you know I'm going to say big ass and big bank account every chance I get. But big astro, there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on the rest of the year. There's a lot going on for the next couple of years in big astro. But yes, yeah. Keith Baby's job is to help you stay in control. Oh, Ahmad, Keith's got lots of jobs. Yes. Right on. So what do y'all want to talk about? How can I help you? How can I serve? What do you need? I'm glad that this conversation has already given you some, yep, you see me, I get this, I needed to hear it. Like, I'm so glad. I'm so glad. That makes me super, super happy. I am not crazy about my soda of the day. I'm really not crazy about it. The lime one, it tastes like tin. Like, it tastes like the can. I'm not crazy about it. I'm not crazy about it. I like the cucumber one. I like the lemon one. I like the plain one. But this one just tastes like, I don't know. But I continue to drink it because it's what I have here. Yes. Ellie or Eli, not sure what your pronunciation is, but over at YouTube says, can we talk about anxiety on social? Yep. Yes, we can. All right. On anything. Ahmad, we can talk about anything. Oh, Keith, Clean My Mac wants to make changes. I'm letting it. You better stop me now if I broke something. Yes. Yeah, Anna Maria, that's the part that's so interesting to me is we visit places that hurt our heart, hurt our soul, ramp up and amp up the anxiety, and then we know we don't like how it feels, yet we keep showing up. And by the way, if you ever want to study the addiction theory stuff and the specific addiction triggers that are and were woven into places like Facebook and Instagram and Twitter from jump, like it was a part of how they were built. They were built not from how do we serve, it was how do we addict. And when you talk with the early developers of these platforms, you learn, well, hell, y'all, I've got 2 degrees in journalism, and one of the things that we're taught about even things like broadcast news is your work is to addict the viewers so that they feel that they can't go anywhere else for news other than the place that you create for them. The music that is used, the language that is used, the font that is used, the suspense before going to commercial break, all of it is meant to drive addiction. And so when you realize that so much of media is meant to addict us and make us loyal, it's why if you're a CNN person or an MSNBC person or a Fox News person, like that loyalty comes from the addictive qualities, not just the content. And certainly the content drives the addiction, and that loop continues. But really take a look at when you realize you are the one choosing to keep showing up to that addiction. Yes, they've laid in all the groundwork to make it addictive. Yes, they have created a space that is inherently calling you to come back and come back and come back for more, and check all the way down to, y'all, Facebook. And I understand the irony of my saying this on Facebook. Hi, Zuckerberg, you're an asshat. The down to the, you have to click see more to read the full post or to read the full reply, and then you have to click to expand the replies, and then it'll say show more comments, and you have to keep clicking. Every single one of those clicks, you may go, yeah, it's to keep everything all nice and tidy in my feed. Bullshit. The clicks are to make you more interactive with the platform, and the more interactive you are with the platform, the more addicted to it you are, because you are wiring between your nervous system, your I have an impulse to move my hand and use my finger to touch this app on my most intimate technology device. Even if you got a vibrator, your phone is your most intimate technological device. Let's be clear. This right here, wiring to a place in your brain that is getting a dopamine hit from the news and the information and the anxiety and the, what did they say? Did someone like it? That the fact that we can hit like and then it puts up a bunch of other things that we could change it to crying or laughing or hugging a heart or whatever the fuck. Every single one of those pieces is meant to deeper addict us. Every single one of them. It's why when I comment on a thread in our Facebook group for self-management for actors, I won't reply nested. I reply out in the thread, because I'm not going to click to go into the nested space. I am not going to continue a conversation there. I may go, good job. I may say like a thing. But as far as having the actual conversation of the thread, I'm out in the non-nested comments, because I'm not going to do things that further addict me to a platform that is already built to be addictive, that kicks up anxiety. Every time I continue to buy into what it's there to do, I am choosing to be cruel to myself. So that's why I frame it that way. Yeah, exactly, Anna Maria. It is conditioning. Thanks, Marzi. I love you too. Wish you could stay, but have some lines to work on. Manny, great. The replay will be here. Let's talk about that. Yes, Katie, we will talk about the last 100 days of the year as well. But Ellie or Eli, I'm not sure what your pronunciation is, but you want to talk about anxiety in particular. The anxiety that is built into social media, the anxiety of the FOMO, the if I'm not on Facebook, what am I missing? If I go a weekend without tweeting or visiting Instagram, there are things that fall out of the feed. There are Insta stories that I don't have the opportunity to see. If I'm on Snapchat, there's stuff that expires that even in my DMs, if I hit that I want to see the photo, if I don't screen grab it right then, it goes away unless someone has changed the setting to make it stay in chat, which by the way, I always change the setting to make it stay in the chat, because what the fuck? Why would I share something with you in a DM if I didn't want you to be able to reference it later? And also, I'm not falling for your fucking tactics, Zuckerberg. Again, hi asshat, thanks for the platform. But here's why it is so important to come in with creator, not consumer as the starting point. Because in showing yourself and commanding to yourself, I am here as a creator, and anything I'm consuming is in service of what am I here to create? What stories am I here to tell? How am I here to lead in my industry? Which, by choosing to be a storyteller, you're a leader. So that starting point allows for all of that addictive drive to have less impact on your nervous system. And when it has less impact, your anxiety goes down. Your anxiety goes down. Even when you see a wave of people going through something really painful, and even when you yourself are going through something really painful, the anxiety level is down because you have mindfully gone into the app. Mindfully gone into the app. Rather than just mindlessly scroll. Yeah, Tina, that's a good one. Craving attention makes you less creative. Yeah. Oh, good. Joey Gordon-Levitt has a TED Talk on creator, not consumer. It's called How Craving Attention Makes You Less Creative. Yeah, great. Perfect. Love Joey. Christopher says at Facebook, I've become addicted to meeting my goals and not pleasing everyone else's expectations of me. Enoughness. Yes, Christopher, I love that. I love it. Okay, so here's what, oh yeah, Marzi, girl, the way that they have it set to nest the things and need to click the things and click to see more and to expand, like even the way the notifications have to be multiple clicks to make things happen. It's all driving addiction in the brain. Every bit of it. Yes. And when when Instagram rolled out the nested replies, the threaded responses, I was like, yep, here we go. The Facebooking of Instagram. Yeah. So, that's going to be a platform that I'm over soon as well. Because y'all know on Facebook, I have no friends. Maybe you don't know. On Facebook, I have no friends. I have no friends. I am friendless at Facebook. I have a group with 13,000 plus members. I have a business page with 10,000, 11,000 plus followers. On Twitter, I follow 56 people and I have 34,000, 33,000 followers. And Instagram, I follow 196 people. I follow hashtags, love following hashtags. And I have like 6,100 followers on Instagram, which is the newest of the platforms that I'm on. I don't use the platforms the way they are built because I go in creator, not consumer, and you can too. You can absolutely choose to use those spaces to help you further your storytelling goals and not become their bitch, because basically you're becoming their bitch every time that you buy in to that addictive crap. Yeah, and especially for those of you who've got rebel tendencies, if you are, when we do the Gretchen Rubin 4 tendencies and you've got rebel, or when we do the Fascinated Advantage from Sally Hogshead and you've got rebel up in there, enjoy rebelling against the sheep addiction that is social media. And again, I understand the irony. I'm using their fucking platforms right now to say this information to you. I'm not worried about it. Like, I use the tool for the tool that it is, rather than letting it use me. And that right there is an empowered position that I can take. And it's still an illusion of control. But all right, Ahmad says, here's a good general question / topic. With all that we've seen in our national reckoning, I'm relaunching and in my mind restarting from near scratch. What sort of strategies do you see as viable for this? You and I have always agreed on the dangers of Zuck book. Yeah. Ahmad, so as you are rebranding and restarting and relaunching, specifically with our, not just national, it's other countries are similarly aligned with the revolution, the social revolution, the humanity that has to be adjusted. The change is coming. This is also from my woo-woo part of things. Pluto got a lot to say about, Pluto and Saturn right now are doing a dance. They got a lot to say about change, and that's going to be true for the next 2.5 years. So it's going to be interesting. It's interesting to be living through a revolution, keenly aware that we are just at the beginning of it. Like that doesn't usually happen. You don't often know that it was a revolution until you look back at it historically, but we got a lot going on. Ahmad, to answer your question, and anyone who's like, yeah, how do I reset, how do I adjust my voice for the position I feel a responsibility to take now. Authenticity always trumps, sorry to use that word, always trumps every gimmick, every trend. Authenticity is something that your fan base can see and connect with in important, in valuable ways, in lasting ways, in ways that create a rabid fan base quickly. And that outweighs any tactics or any strategies. So rather than have me tell you, you know, I would have this strategy for how to start out on Facebook with the new brand. I would make sure that you include these kind of links as your, you know, link in bio. I would make sure that you're posting under this kind of formula. Ahmad and anybody else who's listening to this, who's feeling the need to kind of like rebrand and reset and really get clear on what your focal point is. The advice is be yourself, be authentic. When someone comes at you for who you are, double fucking down. I just have been going at it with this total piece of shit in one of my ads. So we advertise now and then, and we only started advertising in October, November of 2019. I built my empire on word of mouth, no advertising ever until just a few months ago when we finally had the budget to start doing that. And I advertise free things. I advertise, here's the Actor Busy Work program, here's the dip kit, here's the free 11-day getting gear training, here's free Let's JFDI, JFDI with Bond business training, like free. The ads are for free things. If when you're consuming the free thing, you decide, yes, I like it here and you want to stay in our world, and I eventually float out a, hey, we're opening registration for this program and you want to join in and spend money, great. But the ads I'm taking out are brand builders. They are just know who I am. Let's get in the feed of people who don't know who I am, who have things in common with people who are our super fans. And let's make sure that they know Self-Management for Actors exists. If they want to buy the book, great. If they want to steal the book, fucking fine. Like, I don't care. Like, it's, I want to do good in the world, and that's why we take out ads. So this total jackass has come at me in an ad that we had out in June, July, and then just again over the past couple of days. And specifically is like, who the hell do you think you are? And I got over my low enoughness on who the hell do you think you are years ago. There was a time that who the hell do you think you are would make me go, oh God, who am I? Like the imposter syndrome was great, didn't have high enoughness. And I was like, oh fuck, you see me, you know that I'm a fraud. I don't have that anymore. I don't have that anymore. So, and you don't have to have that right now either. You can totally get over anything, but it's just that inner critic sometimes has a voice in common with someone out there who's real. And we believe that that means our inner critic was right. All it means is just from the law of averages and the law of at some point a broken clock is right every day, twice, because it is broken on a certain time and eventually that time comes. So it's completely random. Well, not random clock time, you know, but it is completely irrelevant that it happens to also confirm an inner critic voice. It does not make it true. It's just, it feels true because it matches that thing that we use to stop ourselves from growing. That inner voice that says, no, don't be seen, don't go out there in front of people, all that, right? So he comes at me, what are your credentials? And I go, oh, here's my penis. Like, I have no problem laying out my credentials to do what I do. I don't feel the need to, but good for you. You're vetting this free thing that this guy I know has no interest in. And I figure everybody else who's seeing that ad wants to see how I respond to this. So I'm responding for them, not for him. And then he decides to tell me that I'm obviously very defensive and he has struck a nerve with me. And I'm like, you asked for my credentials and I showed them to you twice. Once in an ad earlier this summer and now today. Clearly you're baiting me. You're being a troll. And he goes, see, you say it's a troll. That's because you're afraid. That is the defense that people use when they don't want to talk about the actual topic. They feel challenged. Obviously, you know, I'm sorry if you feel upset. He used all sorts of like just patriarchy bullshit that makes me want to just flip a fucking table, right? So then I feel myself getting reactive, and I'm like, yeah, he's pushed a button because that shit right there is what makes people, especially women, go, I've overstepped. Shit. I've made someone mad. I've done something wrong. So what do I do in the face of that? Double down. Double the fuck down. I'm never going to convince or convert this moron into someone who needs to be my fan. His agenda is not to be a fan. His agenda is to be an asshole on my ad. And I'm like, you're just driving engagement. The more conversation that's happening on this ad, the more your friends see this. So thank you. And everything that I'm saying in response is role modeling for other women, for other small business owners, for other artists who are afraid of haters. That, yeah, you could see a hater and you know what, just be more you. Just be more you. Just be more you. And go back and watch my video on the population of thirds. It's called Why Some People Just Don't Like You. Just Google Why Some People Just Don't Like You, Bonnie Gillespie. You will land on the video that I did from earlier this year about the population of thirds. This guy's not in my thirds, and I don't fucking care. I don't need him to be. But there are people who are in my thirds who are watching that response. So how you show up in the world as creator is you're showcasing to your buyers, to your fans, to the people that are inspired by what it is that you do. This is what leadership looks like. This is what rolling with me looks like. Okay? Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Try to check Facebook. No, this is Marzi over at YouTube. Try to check Facebook notifications once a week, but the notifications are insane and I can't keep up. So inevitably I miss out and also end up only looking once or twice a month. So Marzi, here's the cool part. Here's the cool part. Because this was so good. Where did I have this conversation? Oh, in a mastermind group I'm a part of. There was someone who tagged me because she's like, Bonnie will have something to say about this. Someone had posted a question in the forum. It was Mighty Networks forum, so not Facebook. Mighty Networks forum, really good place. Someone had asked the question, how do you deal when somebody inboxes you with a sob story about, I can't pay for this, please comp me in for free, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, I have a ton to say about this because my DMs blow up every day, everywhere. Help me, help me, help me, help me, coach me for free. Please teach me how to be an actor. How do I become famous? And now that the astrology business is starting up, it's, all, my God, my DMs are just like a lot. And I have a template that is, I can't do inbox coaching, not even for clients who pay. There's not a dollar amount you can pay me to get me to coach you in the DMs. But here's a page where I have listed a whole bunch of resources that can help you. And here's how you can get my advice for free. One of those ways to get my advice for free, showing up to a live stream like this. Showing up to a live stream like this, engaging in the comments, I will help you here in front of people because it helps others. It helps the collective, not just one person in the DMs. Okay, so I have this way that I do this. What she said was, how do you handle the emotional hit that comes from seeing someone's sob story? And I'm like, volume helps. And here's what I mean. When you're only getting 1 or 2 notifications, 1 or 2 sob stories, it hurts your heart. Notifications makes you feel like you could feasibly stay on top of it all. So you're doing something wrong and you just need to do something better. You need to work harder. You need to be more disciplined, and then you could stay on top of your social networking notifications and see all the things when it's small numbers. You reach a certain point in your growth in business, as a storyteller, as a creative, where you got to go, I am never going to be able to keep up with all the notifications. I remember the first time I really saw this happen, it was when The Voice premiered. The Voice, so decade ago. When The Voice premiered, now I'm looking, do I have a tear or just a fold? Okay, all right, like what's on my schmutz, on my schmata? Okay, so here we are. Voice is premiering. I go on Twitter because I want to say something about The Voice, and I hit the hashtag for The Voice or NBC Voice or whatever it was. The hashtag, as I'm watching on Twitter, the hashtag goes like, and it's updating so fast with so many people watching and tweeting along with it. And I'm like, oh, there's no way to ever see any of that. And at that point I realized that's probably what J-Lo's mentions look like. That's probably what, there's a certain level of reach and fame where it's just coming in so fast that you could not possibly ever see it all. And when you reach a point in your storytelling career where the volume is, like Marzi's talking about, so much that you're like, I'm not going to see it all, what that actually does is freeze you. So going back to the how do you handle the sob stories in your inbox, it's like, well, when you get 2 and 3 a day at each social networking platform, you know you're not even going to see them all. You can't. And because you can't, for better or for worse, you become desensitized to their impact. It doesn't hurt my heart that I have thousands of people saying, please, please, please help me. I can't afford it. Because it can't hurt my heart. What it can do is remind me, stay creator, not consumer, so that I can continue to build shit that's free to help people who can't afford to work with me. And then charge the right price for the people who are able to pay to work with me so that I can pay my team and keep everyone secure and working, even in a time where everybody else is laying everybody off, and weather the ups and downs of a creative business while keeping everyone paid and rent paid and food on tables, multiple people, and be able to create more free shit. That's how. That's how. You just file bankruptcy on your inbox. You are never going to see it all. And also, I'm not a part of the notification generation. I actually unsubscribe from all the notifications. Everyone on my phone is on do not disturb status except my husband. He is the only person who can actually reach me with a call that I'm not expecting. Everyone else is on do not disturb status. That means that their texts and their phone calls, I mean, nobody calls, but their texts, because they know. I don't use this as a phone, never have. They know that everything's on do not disturb, which means when I am clocked in for texts, I will see what everyone has sent. It does not get to tell me when I have to look at it. I get to tell it when I would like to see what is collected for me. Same with my inbox. I do email twice a week. Yeah, like once every 4 days. It started with only check emails 4 times a day, and then it became only check email once a day, and now I'm at only check email once every 4 days. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it. Hello, my cousin Joni popping in. You've been conspiring with my therapist. We just discussed my social media driven anxiety. I'd call it a coincidence. We know there's no such thing. Correct. Marzi saying, I find it really hard to post or interact with anything not Black Lives Matter related on social. My company is releasing a feature, so I've been weaving those things in, but I'm worried people will think I've moved on. Yeah, Marzi, that was a big one for me too. I was like, I just posted like 3 pictures of a sunset and the beauty of where I live and not the far more important stuff in my feed. That hurts. And I'm like, yeah, it hurts because I'm not accurately showing how often something is a part of my life and on my mind. The balance though is this is a snapshot of what is in my heart and on my mind. And so if we take a look at, let's say, your top 10, your last 10 pictures, your last 10 tweets, your last 10 whatevers, you should have Black Lives Matter there. You should, and I don't use the word should generationally or for the entire population. I'm saying you, Marzi, because of your position, should. So, and you know that, like, and you would say, no, it's like every other one or every third one. I'm like, right. Take a look at the snapshot. Take a look at the big picture. Like if you go look at my Instagram feed and pull up the last 10 things, you will see where Black Lives Matter is. You will see where fuck the patriarchy is. You will see where get the fuck out and vote is. You will also see creator, not consumer. You will see I love where I live. You will see I'm here to serve artists. You'll see I'm the astrologer's daughter. Like all of this is woven in because it's all a part of who I am. But it doesn't have to be every post every time, but the algorithm makes you think that it has to be because we're so, again, that's that addiction training. We are so trained to have that addiction teach us that we are only that very last thing that we posted. So we always are correcting where we got it wrong. It's bullshit. Don't buy into it. Use your rebel, girl. Use your rebel. I have a small follow base no matter what I post. I'm sticking to the camera. Right on, Tiffany. I love it. 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 Then you started cooking on this topic. Thanks always. Hey, no worries, Ahmad. Absolutely my pleasure. To the topic, I'm an actress, son-in-law, supposed to post accordingly. I said, well, I guess I'm just me and not what they're looking for. Tiffany, go watch my video on why some people just don't like you. Just Google why some people, well, you're watching at YouTube. It's right here on my YouTube channel. Why some people just don't like you. It's from like February, maybe January. Take a look at that. It is a game changer. Such a game changer. Yeah, but Marzi, we can never do enough. We can never do enough. Like, and so we can do good when we don't stress out that we're not doing enough. If we start stressing out that we're not doing enough, we stop doing good for anybody. How you like that? How you like that? Yep. Let's see. Christopher says, how you do anything is how you do everything. Yes. Truth. You're welcome. It's absolutely my pleasure. Thank you, Brian. Thank you, Sean. Yep, great reminder to have social media serve us, not serve social media. Yep. We are social media's data. We are its data. We are its data, and we are the eyeballs that it sells ads to get in front of. We don't also have to be its addicts. That's a choice. Thank you, Deanna. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Yeah, Marzi, there's only so much you can do. There is only so much you can do. And there's less you can do when you are worried that you're not doing enough. So my work is go, how can I best serve? How can I best serve? And the way I can best serve is keep showing up, stay my authentic self, be more Bonnie. That's one of my coaches told me that last month. I realized through coaching with this amazing human, Tara McMullen. If you don't know her, oh my God, she's amazing. I've been working with her for 2 years now and done some masterminding with her, had some one-on-one coaching with her last month, specifically because I realized the Astrologer's Daughter brand is, like every time I mention the Astrologer's Daughter, I get more clients. And when I say I get more clients, let me show you where to go. Hang on. Oh, my technology is working. If you go here, I do these reports. They're called You and the Stars. I'm having so much fun building You and the Stars reports. I did them for all the members of my Woo Woo membership. And then anybody who's like, when I talk about it like this, I put this link out. Boom, there's like more money in the bank, more people wanting me to do the You and the Stars reports. I am having so much fun doing them. People are buying them as gifts. Like they get one done for themselves and then they come back and buy like 10 as gifts for their friends and family members because they're like, oh my God, this was so great. I loved it. And this is a great gift. And I'm like, whoa, this is a business. Fuck. So in my coaching with Tara, I specifically said, now what? Because we've spent all of this energy and all of this growth on the Self-Management for Actors Empire and getting people into the Getting Gear for the Next Tier program, which is that 100 days that we're going to talk about because Katie asked a great question for us to end on here as we approach the hour mark. And I'm like, how do I rob time away from the Self-Management for Actors Empire and all this work that I'm here to do with actors and showbiz creatives to be the Astrologer's Daughter, which of course I've always been the Astrologer's Daughter, but this brand is now apparently like, whoa, that this service that I'm offering doing these reports is like taking off like crazy. We haven't even taken out ads on it. And so I'm like, the second we take out ads, my life is forever changed. And I need to figure out how to manage this because, oh, by the way, in order to support our artists during quarantine, in March, I started a whole new leg to the business, a whole new arm, a whole new, is it a leg? A leg of a table, an arm, a branch. We started a whole new thing that was helping people get their online business started. And if you go to, hang on, I have another overlay. I'm using all my overlays. This makes me so happy. If you go here, you will be able to watch my nearly 2-hour free training on how to get your online business up and running in 5 steps. And one of the woman actually who did the hot seat part for me, I'm realizing I have a little cuticle thing that's making me crazy. The woman who sat in the hot seat during this free training called it B School in an hour. And B School is like Marie Forleo's bajillion-dollar 8-week training. I think it's 8 weeks. That's like $2,000. And I did a pay what you can, pay what it's worth experience in the first quarter, second quarter of 2020 to support artists who needed to get money flowing in when their bartending job, waitressing job, hosting job, whatever, got shut down, that there was still a way to bring in revenue. And so by doing this, I'm like, oh crap, this is also another area that I could spend a lot of energy and a lot of focus. And I'm like, okay, I do not want to be all over the place. What is it that I need to focus on? So in my coaching with Tara, she said, you have 3 distinct businesses, not one. This isn't one business with 2 other like products or offerings. She goes, you have 3 separate businesses. You need to create 3 separate DBAs under your corporate umbrella. And I'm like, oh shit, I've got 3 businesses. Yes, Marzi, it stands for just fucking do it. Yes, of course it does. Of course it does. Yes, Tiffany, I did say astrology. Oh, Tiffany, Scorpio in the house. Nicole, it's my pleasure. I'm so glad you're here, Nicole. I always love seeing you so much. Thank you for being here. Janet, my pleasure. Marzi says, I love my chart. Yeah, Marzi's someone who's like, give me it. And Marzi, your chart, like, your house structure is so weird because of where you were born. And I was like, I've never seen one. Like, now I have. Now I've done enough that I've seen more, but yours was the first one I'd seen that had its house structured like that from where you were born. And I was just like, oh, this is so exciting. Like, I'm learning new things. Oh my God, I'm having so much fun. I'm having so much fun. Oh my gosh. V, thank you so much. I'm so glad. Recently found you and love you. Thank you for investing yourself in others as you do. I invest in myself. I invest in y'all, but I also expect y'all to invest in yourselves. Yes, yes, please. Oh, I'm so glad. I'm so glad, Tiffany. Good. Yay. Yes, you did, Marzi. You got to be a first for me. Yes, you did, honey. Yes, you did. Gosh, that was so cool too. Because that's part of what I'm loving about all the Astrologer's Daughter stuff is I'm building my show Bible, basically. If you don't know what the show Bible is, just Google Bonnie Gillespie Show Bible. I have lots of free training out there about how maintaining relationships and doing research on the people that you are here to collaborate with and do things for is a part of your creative career. And I basically see all the astrological aspects that I am coming up with, intersecting with, coming into as I do these You and the Stars reports are items that go in my show Bible. Like, this is what it looks like when you have this in this house, and here's what it looks like. This is what it means personality-wise when you have this planet over here. Oh my God, it is so cool. I am learning so much. And then, of course, I love tracking patterns. It's how Self-Management for Actors was born. I love seeing those patterns continue to prove things and prove things and prove things. And I'm like, I now have so much data that, and you know, I'm a data junkie, that I know what it is in someone's chart that makes them like, what got going in me when that asshole was coming at me on an ad? What was it that it triggered in me? I'm like, where's your Mars? Yep, right there. And then I also take a look at where's your Venus, because those are my values. And I'm like, don't you come at my values, and don't you come at my fam. And so of course I've got all this Cancer all over my chart, right? Cancer is everybody's grandma, but she is fierce. She is fiercely protective of her fam. And my fam is y'all. My fam is not my relatives. My fam is y'all, except for Joni. Joni and Tiffany, y'all my fam that are, y'all my relatives that are also my fam. But hey, Kristen, I'm glad you're here with your purple hearts. Yes. Tiffany, come on over to bonniegillespie.com/astro. Do it. Yes, in fact, right now, the way we have it priced is a You and the Stars report is also included if you join our monthly membership. And so some people are just choosing to join the monthly membership even just for a couple of months, because it's like you get the You and the Stars free basically for doing that. And then in the membership, we have these big, deep talks about all that's going on in astro. So yes, Sean says, been sharing some of your hot sheets with my agent, hoping he disseminates them to others in the agency. Best of their kind. Thank you, Sean. That's good to know. Yes. Fabulous. What else do y'all need in these final moments before we close off the hour? I think my new tech is working. It's working. Good, Carla. I love it too. I love getting to spend time with y'all. Oh, you put these on your calendar. I am going to be live streaming a few times in September because, dang it, I said I was going to come back to this. Katie asked over at YouTube about how we prep ourselves for the 2021 of our dreams, how we use these last 100 days of 2020. Yes, I know it feels like there are 487 days already in 2020, but we are about to be, okay, my focus just seriously went away. Come back. Focus. 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 Nope, I now have no focus. Come focus over here. Camera. There you are. Okay, that was weird. I got all like hazy for a second. It's like, woo, it's almost like I swiped for an Instagram filter. Just because I got out my calendar and sat forward a little bit. Okay. Where was I? We have a 100-day program. It is specifically for showbiz creatives. My plan by now was to have rolled out a version of this that was not just for showbiz, because so much of the enoughness work in getting gear for the next tier, hang on, so much of the enoughness work in getting gear for the next tier is for everybody. We do have plenty of non-actors in the membership. In fact, we have Twinkie, casting directors, we have authors, we have agents, we have publicists, we have tons of writers. We definitely are not just for actors in getting gear for the next tier, but it is showbiz centric. It is brand building centric for a showbiz career. All of it can be translated to non-showbiz work, but I was going to specifically by this time of year have ready for 2021 a non-showbiz version of getting gear for the next tier so people could join in. And I don't have that built yet because 2020 went sideways and we all have different priorities suddenly, right? So one of the things that we do as a part of getting gear for the next tier is we celebrate these 100-day runs where we can focus together and go through the curriculum as a group. And so I'm going to be doing more live streams in September because we are going to reopen registration for getting gear for the next tier, which I think right now, I was supposed to turn it off last night, but I went to bed early instead. I didn't go to bed early. I went to bed at 4:45 in the morning. What did I do? Oh, I was working on another project. I was working on astrology stuff, the astrologer's daughter stuff. Yes, never mind. But because of that, I didn't get this turned off. So I think technically you could still join, like even right now, but we are going to be turning this off so that you can't join until the 22nd of September, because that is then the day that marks 100 days left in the year. So then on the 23rd of September at midnight Pacific, you'll open day one and go with us all the way till the end of the year with one day at a time for those last 100 days of the year, using the guided principles in getting gear for the next tier to work on your brand, to work on your relationships, to definitely work on your enoughness, to work on your tech, to work on your web presence, to work on your brand prov, like how you improvise on brand, like all the things, creating your own content, being your own champion, good Lord, negotiating contracts, all the things, especially with coming back to production and how to stay safe. We have regular live support Zooms to really make sure that your questions are answered, in addition to just daily 24/7 where the comments are open on 100 plus pages. When you graduate the 100 days, there's then 500 plus pages in the vault, which is something that you access with ongoing membership. But anyway, we will be right there, working in getting gear for the next year for the last 100 days of 2020. So join me in that. If you know that that's something that you need in your life, I'm here to guide you through it. But because of that, I have live streams. And because of that, I have live streams. So let me tell you this, you can put it on your calendar right now and join me. I may be doing something on the 13th. It's a Sunday. I have a class. I have a flow theory masterclass that day. Y'all know I'm a flow theory donkey. And right now I'm doing so much work around how the brain lights up when we're in states of flow and when we're in the vortex, and how do we bring those together. And those of you who are like pragmatic plus woo, I know your head just exploded. I'm so fucking excited about the brain science in this and bringing this all into one beautiful package of just enough, and feels so good. Oh my God, it's great for manifesting. So I may do something on the 13th, the question mark on that. I'm for sure going to be live at noon Pacific on the 17th of September. And for sure on the 22nd, because that is the day that we will be closing off registration for the rest of the year. So if you want to get in for getting gear for the next tier, your only opportunity to do it is now through the 22nd of September. Because then we're closing it. And then we're celebrating and working with the group who's in for the last 100 days of the year. And then we'll reopen at the end of the year for coming in for 2021. So it'll all be different by then. Yes. Getting gear for the next tier. Can repeat the tier levels again. Tiffany, if you go to that page, let me put it here again. There's actually a really great infographic that you can grab that shows you all the topics. And in fact, on that page, there is our welcome kit, a PDF to our welcome kit, which even if you've not yet enrolled, you can get access to the welcome kit. And it goes through the tracks, it goes through the tiers, it goes through the topics that we cover as a part of getting gear for the next tier. But it's all the goodies from self-management for actors and more. That's my book. That's my book. Right there. Good. Yeah, Tiffany, we look forward to having you. It's amazing. Like, oh my God, I love the work that we do in there. It is so freaking much fun, and it's not small work. It's not small work. You are working on meeting future you. You are working on connecting with the best version of yourself. You are working on what it's like to get to meet future you sooner, and that can be confronting. That can be confronting. Success can scare the bejesus out of us. Lovely Amy is dropping the link in the Facebook version of the comments. So make sure if you are watching this on Facebook and you have put in #replay, you check those comments there as well as what I put on the screen. And those of you who are watching the replay over at YouTube, come on over to the Facebook version if you've got any comments that you'd like to share. I continue to do laps back around after when it's in replay so that I can answer any other questions you have. And one more one more live stream. Restream is the technology. Live stream on the 29th of September at noon Pacific. So that's for sure 3 more this month, for sure. 17th, 22nd, 29th, maybe the 13th. We'll see, because on that day I'm taking one of my flow theory classes. So we'll see. We will just see. I already have to do homework for it. It's amazing. Okay, great. Excellent, Tiffany. I'm so glad that you grabbed the welcome kit. That's got everything that you would want to know about how things operate. And if there's any questions that you have after looking at the welcome kit that you still have, just reach out to help@bonniegillespie.com. My team is standing by to help you out, because we already know I do not see my inbox unless things get escalated to me to see, because life's too short. I do not want on my tombstone, "Here lies Bonnie Gillespie. She read every email." Here lies Bonnie Gillespie. She got through all her DMs. Here lies Bonnie Gillespie. She responded to all her notifications on Instagram. Here lies Bonnie Gillespie. She read all the tweets. No. # creating the Hollywood we want. Here lies Bonnie Gillespie, making this world a better place. Done. Already doing it. Doing it every day. Working with you beautiful people, helping you tell stories, helping you reach your true north, helping you have more joy in your life. On it. Check. How about you? What are you doing? What are you doing to make your life the life that you were born to live, as opposed to the life that later, like, there's a definition of hell, that you meet the version of you that you could have been? Yeah. What are you doing? What are you doing now to move forward as the you that you are meant to be, and who you are meant to be in the world, and how you're meant to make things better for others? Right? Everybody needs a hug. Good one, AJ. We did not self-hug this episode. What's wrong? We're supposed to self-hug constantly, because we're not getting a lot of hugs from others right this second. Got to. Hug on yourself. Love you, beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm glad the new tech is working. Thank you for testing it out with me. Be good to yourselves. Be good to each other. Stay ninja. Bye.